Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. But in this video, we are going to be doing something way different, ladies and gentlemen, because we will be doing a review for a wrestling show. And what wrestling show is that, ladies and gentlemen? That is WrestleMania 41, which, in all, was really good. I really enjoyed my time watching this card. The only thing I didn't really enjoy was the lackluster, I don't even know what other word to use besides that, but the shit main event, because holy fucking shit, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, what the fuck were they doing? Like, bro. it's making me laugh thinking about it right now. Because it's all like, dude, what the fuck was that? That was Cena's last WrestleMania? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I get it. He's slow and he's a heel now and yada yada. But, oh my god. We'll get into it when we get into it, but yeah, rest of the card, fantastic. Out of the matches that I cared about. And yeah, so we will be reviewing the show here tonight on the channel. And this is going to be the first ever wrestling card I've reviewed in a long time. I used to do it a bunch way back in the day, but then I quit because I'm like, okay, I don't know. And yeah, but now that we have a really big event back, or, big event in WrestleMania, I think we're going to talk about it. And yeah, so if you do like, you know what to do. And if you don't, get out of here. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, how about we get into night 1 of WrestleMania 41, and then also night 2. And yeah, but okay, so first match of the entire event. On night 1 was Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, it was a fine match. But yeah, it was just that, fine match. Didn't really have a build that got me excited for the match. Not really. The only moments that really excited me about this match is when Jey won the Royal Rumble. Why? Because I thought it was just telegraphed what, Royal Rumble was going to end up to be. And I thought it was just going to end up to be, oh, John Cena wins, he goes on to WrestleMania, yada yada. But no, they took it off guard. They had Jey push John Cena off and win the Royal Rumble. It was like, holy shit, okay, Jey is about to enter big-time push mode here tonight and going into WrestleMania. But then the build did not really start, ladies and gentlemen, because all it was a bunch of brawls, and it didn't really pick up until Gunther bloodied Jimmy Uso and made Jey watch. I was like, holy shit, dude, this is the intensity we're going to get from now on? Yes, please. But then, no, that's not what we got. We just got a bunch of brawls and so on and so forth. And yeah, and then before that, we got Jey losing 3 times to Gunther. And yeah, not really an exciting build to this match. It was a fine match. The only thing I would have changed is having Jey defeat Gunther with his submission hold. Now, Gunther didn't go to sleep. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Gunther tapping. And, I've heard different takes about it, that's a shit finish. What the fuck? One, because, it is a shit finish and I'll get into it why I think it's a shit finish. After this, but like I've heard so many takes of like, oh, that's a shit finish. You're making Gunther look weak. It doesn't make Gunther look weak in a sense, or bury him, because what would have, I mean, it didn't bury him, you know, because Gunther's been world champion for 200 plus days, and Intercontinental champion for 666 days, and United Kingdom champion for a lot of days. But anyway, getting back to it. But like, I just didn't like the quickness of it. Like, when a submission is applied, for me, like, it's got to be a long, drawn out thing, like 5-10 minutes, you know, of the person fighting to like keep himself in the match and so on and so forth. But it you know, but getting back to it, you know, I've heard so many takes of like, oh, this is a shit finish, makes Gunther looks weak, blah blah blah. But then I hear some other takes about like, oh well, you know, that's Gunther putting over his move, and Gunther knows that he can't escape it or whatever the fuck, you know, because the move is so quote unquote vicious. But like, you know, like, I get like Gunther putting over his own move, but then like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that? You know, like, it's fucking stupid, because one, this is where I'm getting into why it kind of pissed me off. One, Jay is not known for submission holds. He's known for super kicks, spears, and splashes. And that's not what that's not, you know, just what he did in this match. He has like other moves and so on. But his finish is Uso splash or spear or super kick. That should have been what put Gunther away. And I thought they were going for like a quadruple splash with Jey Uso, which would have been perfect, because it's like, oh, that's multiple splashes in a row on Gunther, driving the breath out of him and beating him down. That would have been a perfect finish. But then they just pulled Jey. It's like, oh, I'm gonna really beat you, Gunther, with your own submission hold. But then like, it doesn't work for me, because Gunther is the bigger man. So he could easily just throw Jey off his back. And yeah, that's the one thing I don't agree about with this match. It was fine leading up to it, but then that whole finish kind of ruined it for me. But hey, maybe, I mean, who knows what Jay's reign will bring. But maybe Gunther will be moving to SmackDown or Raw or whatever title, or whatever brand the Undisputed Championship is on, and then we'll be getting to see Gunther go after the Undisputed Championship. Not quickly, maybe to end Cena's reign. Oh wait, spoiler. But yeah, but you know, maybe we'll be seeing Gunther go after the Undisputed Championship. But yeah. It was an okay match to start out the night, but not one I would write home about. And yeah, I didn't really like the finish. And yeah. Hopefully going forward they just keep Jay to just super kicks, submissions, and spears, and as the finish. And yeah, but then after that, ladies and gentlemen, what match did we have? I am trying to find it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Did they have like all the match cards or all the matches on here? Please, mother fricker. Okay, there we go. Then after that, I'm just going off the pictures. But then after that, we had the New Day versus the War Raiders for the World Tag Team Championships, or the WWE Tag Team Championships. And yeah, I didn't really give a shit about this match either because wasn't built to at all. It was a fine match given the teams in it, but this should have been on Monday Night Raw. This shouldn't have been on Netflix. Or this shouldn't have been on WrestleMania. But Triple H knows what he's doing. Of course he does. Taking away a 4-team TLC ladder match and putting that on next Friday instead of having instead of having it at WrestleMania, a place built on ladder matches, and then just replacing it with the Raw Tag Team or Raw Tag Team, the World Tag Team Champion or whatever, the fucking WWE Tag Team Championships. Big L on that one because the New Day won and it just was fine. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. But yeah. But then we get into something that was something to write home about, and that is going to be Naomi versus Jade Cargill. Really enjoyed this match, surprisingly. Didn't like the whole build. I didn't really care for because I'm not really one to care for women's wrestling. But the moment Jade returned at Elimination Chamber to beat the shit out of Naomi, it was like, oh fuck, dude. Okay, this is something I want to look forward to. And then the whole transformation of Naomi's character throughout the weeks leading up to Mania, I really loved it. And then her and Bianca's relationship, really liked it. And yeah, this got me really pumped for it. And the match really delivered. And I really enjoyed Naomi's wrestling. And Jade too. Jade, had a couple moments where she needed to do something in the match. But besides that, really good. Really enjoyed it. And was my first match that I really enjoyed of WrestleMania. Then after that, we got Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. Yeah. And another really good match. Not a banger because we don't get to those until night 2. But Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, really good. I love Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is like one of my new favorite people to watch on WWE. And hopefully a Undisputed Championship reign or a World Championship reign is in his future because, bam, he brought it here in this match. And man, that whole fucking double moonsault, double spring moonsault, and then into the BFT, holy shit, I was not expecting that. And man, and then they had me because I thought LA Knight was going to win there, but Jacob Fatu grabbed the rope. Oh man, totally threw me off. And then Jacob Fatu came back, hit 2 or 3 moonsaults, I think it was 2, and then boom, your new United States champion. Can't wait to see what his reign is filled with, but I bet all his matches will be bangers, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a second favorite match of the night. I'll do my order of favorite matches once we get to the end of the night. Then after that, we got El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix, because Rey Mysterio suffered an injury. Did not know this. But Rey Mysterio versus Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. Really good match. I mean, given the talent in there, El Grande Americano, he's a storied veteran throughout wrestling history. And Rey Fenix cannot go because I've loved him ever since AEW. And him and Penta working together, magic. But this was a really good match. And El Grande Americano winning his first ever WrestleMania match. And man, I can't wait to see what's next for him in the WWE. And fantastic. Really good. And then, now we move on to a match I didn't watch, because one person is in the match, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, that person is Charlotte Flair. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't like to be fake. You know, I'm not going to force myself to watch something that I do not want to watch. But whenever Charlotte Flair is in a match, I'm not going to watch it. Why? Because I remember watching way back in the day when the only women that were used were Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. And it made me fucking hate Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Why? Because they were the only people used in the division. Thanks to Vince, I now won't give those two people a shot at all. I don't care what match they're in. I don't care who they're facing. If they're on my TV, I'm going to watch YouTube until their match is over. So, yeah, I don't have a rating for Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. The only thing I can say I'm happy about is Tiffany retaining. Good on that. Because we don't need Charlotte Flair as champion today. Because, holy shit, she's boring. And yeah, she's boring. Just shoot me if you disagree. But goddamn, she bores the fuck out of me. But then, we move into another good match. And that is the main event between CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And, you know, the build to this, you know, was kind of heating up and stuff. And I really enjoyed it. And, yeah, really good build. The only thing I would have tied to this match is like some sort of stake, you know, because the only stake that was involved was Paul Heyman being in Punk's corner. It's like, okay, wow, this is different, you know, because we usually see Heyman in Roman's corner. But no, Punk got Heyman to be in his corner here tonight at WrestleMania in his first ever main event. And yeah, the match banged. And I really loved it. I really loved the chemistry between everybody in the match. They went to the crowd. Roman put Seth and Punk through announce tables, and yeah, I just really enjoyed the storytelling in here as well. Seth Rollins trying to get Roman to team up with him to take down Punk, but Roman's like, fuck you, man. You turned on me years ago. You think I'm going to team with you now? No, fuck that. Fuck the nostalgia. Fuck Vince booking us to team up for no fucking reason back in the day. You know? It doesn't make any sense. There's not going to be any buddy with you and me. I am here to win. I am here to stake a claim. But then, they all fall down, ladies and gentlemen. They all fall down. And the only man that is up is the wise man, Paul Heyman. And he has a chair in his hands. He takes a look over the battlefield. Punk, Roman. And he gives it to his best friend, CM Punk. And CM Punk proceeds to get up and lift the chair above his head. But then Paul Heyman hits him in the dick and turns on CM Punk and gets behind his tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and says, hit the fuck out of him. Fuck that guy. He ain't my best friend. Fuck him. And Roman proceeds to hit him like 5-7 times on the back. But then Heyman stops him. Heyman puts a stop to it, ladies and gentlemen. And he says, look, it's your moment in time, Roman. It's your moment in time, my tribal chief. Get that douche that turned on you years ago. Get him. Get your revenge. Hit him in the back. Hit him 10 times. However many times that will fulfill your lust. But then what happened? Ooh! Paul Heyman drops and low blows Roman Reigns, aligning himself with the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth Rollins won the match and is now aligned with Paul Heyman. And holy shit. Like, I didn't see it coming, but I heard it was a possibility. And when things started to take place during the match at the end, I'm like, oh, whoa. No way. No way. And Seth Rollins stands tall in your WrestleMania Night 1 main event. And man, really good ender. And yeah, so like, that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. 4.5 matches I really give a shit about, because I say 4.5 because the whole build to Jay and Gunther just wasn't there at all. But yeah, 4.5 matches that I cared about. And yeah, real good, way to open up Mania, I guess. But then, ladies and gentlemen, we get to night 2, baby. And night 2 is filled with nothing but bangers. Minus AJ Styles versus Logan Paul and the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Because, holy shit, get rid of those Tag Team Championships. You do not have a tag division for women's. You know who does have a tag division for women's championships? NXT and TNA. So get them down there. Get them the fuck off the main roster, because holy shit, I don't give a shit about those titles. And I didn't give a shit about Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Like, it was an okay match, but you know what I mean. But anyway, getting into night 2, if we can find it. Where are you? Night 2. Night 2. Where are you? Okay, we got it. And man, this one really surprised us. We started out with a banger in Io Sky defending her Women's World Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And dude, this reminded me, this entire night of WrestleMania, WrestleMania, am I having a stroke? WrestleMania reminded me so much of the old days when NXT takeovers took place. Because, man, this match, this night was just filled with bangers. And this match surprised me the most because I don't, like I said before, I don't really care about women's wrestling. Like, if a woman's match is good, I'll give it its flowers. But man, this one had me popping, and that was really due to Io Sky and just everybody. Io Sky really brought it up, but all the other women involved really brought it up as well. Because man, there was so many spots in here that I just popped at, like Io Sky. Just showing Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair that she is here. You need to pay attention to her, because if you just get distracted, guess what? You most likely gonna lose. And then Bianca Belair, she's always great in her matches, and Rhea Ripley is always good in her matches. And man, I just really enjoyed this entire match. And yeah, man, just really good. Really enjoyed it all. And not gonna lie, I did think Rhea Ripley was gonna retain. Because, she hit the Riptide, and then Io Sky kicked out, and then Bianca kicked out. But then she was going for the super riptide, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, okay, this is where Rhea retains. But no, Io Sky hits an arm drag to Rhea Ripley off the turnbuckle, and then gets her. I forget what she did after that, but then she reversed it, got Rhea down, and then hit the over the moonsault, or however she fucking says it, to retain her women's world championship. And I'm all like, oh fuck, they gonna push Io. Like, I mean, they're already pushing Io with her being the champion, but man, they're letting her hold on to it, and that is something I am all for, because, I love Mommy, I love Rhea Ripley, but she held the title for a long time going into last WrestleMania. We don't need to see her with the title again. And Bianca Belair, I like her, but she doesn't need that championship yet. Doesn't need it yet, because she's the same sort of thing. She was a Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion. She never held the NXT Women's Champion, but she has a lot of title reign length attached to her. So, give her a little while until you give her the Women's World Championship. But yeah, Io Sky, give her all the time you want, because she puts on bangers. And yeah, just like this match, banger and first favorite match of the night. And yeah, really good. But then, ladies and gentlemen, after that, it was the Sin City street fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. And this match, I couldn't really get behind the story or the build, really. Like, I get it, like, oh, Drew's mad at Damian for cashing in on him at last year's WrestleMania. Couldn't get a drink. And it's like, okay, build off that. And they did. And, it was like, okay, these two are just going to brawl, and that's going to be a big part of the build towards this WrestleMania. And then, yeah, wasn't really into it, but it was like, oh, okay, this is good. This is good brawling and so forth. But then this match came along, and oh, it delivered. And this was just a really fun anything goes matchup. They brought the tables out, they brought weapons out, and so forth, And man, this is really good. I really enjoyed the table spots in here. Especially the one where Damian went for the old school, but then got pushed off by Drew McIntyre, and then he got brought back in the ring, and Drew put Damian's head in front of the chair, and then Drew hit a Claymore to pick up the win. And that's the one thing I was hoping that we would get. I was hoping we wouldn't get another loss for Drew McIntyre WrestleMania. No, we get a win, and hopefully this sets Drew McIntyre off on to going for championships, and maybe make it the Intercontinental Championship, and then him hold that for a little while, but then after that, the Undisputed Championship, and then he ends John Cena's reign as Undisputed Champion. I'm sorry I'm spoiling the rest of the card, but yeah, can't really reword it. I mean, I could, but then that takes a lot of effort. But hopefully this leads towards Drew going after the Undisputed Championship again. But then, after that, ladies and gentlemen, we got another banger, because we have the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match featuring Braun Breaker, the champion, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. And man, ladies and gentlemen, another banger. No surprise, because you have four the most talented people in WWE. going after the Intercontinental Championship. And man, kind of wish this was a ladder match, but then I'm all like, oh, no. This was perfect. This is perfect the way it is, and man, it was really enjoyable. Really enjoyed all the spots with Breaker. Breaker brought the explosiveness first off. He was just jumping over everybody and spearing and so on and so forth. And then I really enjoyed the storytelling between Finn Balor and Dominic, because it's like, oh, they're going to work together. They're not going to, go against each other, because that would just ruin their chances at bringing gold towards the Judgment Day. But they worked together, baby. And, yeah, they worked together for a while. Until they didn't. And, yeah, it was like, okay. Dominic's going to take a chance. He's going to try to hit the 619 on Finn Balor. But Finn Balor caught it. He's like, bitch, no. And he stomped his ass into the ground. And then Penta got some spots in. And man, he was really enjoyable to watch too. I really wanted to see a feud between him and Braun come from this. And him and Finn. And maybe even leading towards him getting the Intercontinental Championship. Don't know when that would be, but yeah. Penta was great in this match as well. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the unthinkable happened. And Finn Balor was... He hit the... I think he hit the 1916, or he brought Braun Breaker down. And then he went up and hit the coup de grace. And he was going for the 1, 2, but then frog splash from Dominic Mysterio. And Dominic Mysterio became your new Intercontinental Champion. And holy shit, I did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought it was going to be Penta or Finn or Braun again, because, I like Dominic. And, he's a really good heel and so on and so forth. But, I didn't think they would give him a singles title on the main roster. But then they did. And I'm really interested to see what comes of this, ladies and gentlemen. Really interested to see what happens with the Judgment Day. I mean, they're clearly broken up, maybe. Or maybe they can overlook it. Or maybe something. I don't know. But, yeah, Dominic Mysterio is your new Intercontinental Champion, and that is really good. Really excited to see what his run holds for the for him. And yeah, really interested to see what happens with the Judgment Day. Is the Judgment Day just gonna disperse, or what? We will see, ladies and gentlemen. We will see. But then after that, I believe it was either the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match or AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Doesn't matter, because I didn't give a shit about either of them. And yeah, so we're going to go over AJ Styles versus Logan Paul next. And yeah, it was a match. And yeah, I didn't really give a shit about it. All I know is Logan Paul won. And yeah. Cool. Yeah. But then we move on to another match I didn't give a shit about. The Women's Tag Team Championship match between the champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley? No, because Bayley got written off of WrestleMania for some fucking reason and had to have a replacement filed in for tonight. And who was it? Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, it was the man, Becky Lynch, who I don't give a shit about. I legit, don't care that she's back, because she's bored the fuck out of me ever since I watched her early on in Raw and SmackDown. That was back when Vince was booking the women's division. And he made me not give a shit about Becky nor Charlotte. I care about Bayley still and Lyra because they're new. Yeah, they're not. Well, Bayley's not new, but you know what I mean. Like Bayley never got her true push or hasn't been pushed down my throat too much. Charlotte and Becky, on the other hand, holy fucking shit. Get them off my fucking TV screen. I don't care how long they're gone for. It doesn't matter. Every time they come back, they annoy the fuck out of me. And this match, I didn't pay attention to because who the fuck cares about the women's tag team division? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. This match was shit, but not as shit as the match coming up. But, man, yeah, I don't give a shit about them. And yeah. But then, ladies and gentlemen, after that, we move into the biggest match in WrestleMania history. The main event. John Cena going after his 17th World Championship versus the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, the build to this was pretty good. Pretty good. Never thought they would do heel John Cena. But then at Elimination Chamber, they did. They pulled the trigger that I thought they would never pull. And, that's going to be an iconic moment. You cannot say that is not an iconic moment. Especially with The Rock doing this. And then, or whatever, however many numbers he held on his finger. And then John Cena turned on him. And then Travis Scott busted Cody Rhodes' eardrum. You cannot say that's not an iconic moment, minus Travis Scott. And then the builds started happening. And, most of the interactions between Cody and John were pretty much the same. But then the one that was in the go-home for SmackDown really pumped me up as like, okay, now we're going off on each other. And then the match was building. The match was building excitement for me. So I'm like, okay, who knows what's gonna happen? All I know is The Rock showing up is a pretty good possibility. And then we get into it. The entrances. And John Cena just really putting it across that he doesn't care what the WWE Universe wants. They're going to get what they've been living with for 20 years. And that's John Cena coming out to the same music. And, he changed the color to his ramp color and stuff to black. So I was like, oh, okay. And, yeah. But, John Cena's really sticking to that motto of, you're not going to get anything else. You're not going to get new music. You're not going to get new merch. Nah. I mean, they are getting new merch. But, really substantial new merch. They're going to get John Cena. And he's going to win the 17th World Championship. And then you got Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes fighting for the motocross people. Because apparently Cody drives motorcycles, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was like a Top Gun style of entrance. Well, then Cody Rhodes walks down to the ring. And then we get the introductions. And then the match starts. It's pretty slow paced. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this match will pick up in the later half. And it didn't really, but I'm like, okay, well, maybe we're going to have a really good final 10 minutes. Maybe The Rock's going to come down, and maybe a bunch of other people from Cody will come and help out. Maybe that's going to happen. And John, Cody pushed John off, Or no, what happened? I believe John picked Cody up for the attitude adjustment, but then the ref gets knocked out. I'm like, this is where it's gonna happen. This is where the Rock's gonna come out. And you know who came out? You know who brought the match to a stop? Travis Scott. Yeah. Travis Scott. Ooh. Now, at first, I did think it was Rock because he did use this music at Elimination Chamber, whenever the fuck. And I'm like, oh, okay, The Rock is here. But no, it was Travis Scott. And that's after a failed pin attempt by John Cena. So then the ref is up. The ref is up, and he knows what's going on. And then John Cena's just sitting there. And he just stares at Travis Scott coming down to the fucking ring. Taking for fucking ever to come down to the ring. Because he doesn't know this thing called pacing. Like, hurry the fuck up. Get to the ring. I don't even know why you're here. Like I get you're a part of the Rock's crew and whatever the fuck. Like, I can pay attention to you when you're in the background not making any noise. But then Travis Scott makes his fucking way down to the ring as slow as possible, which brings this match to a dead ass halt. Just completely ruined it for me, really. And then Travis gets up on the apron, and then Cody goes to attack him, but then Travis drops, and then John hits an AA, I think, but then Cody kicks out, and then the ref gets knocked out again, I believe, and then this is what really killed it for me. I think Cody Rhodes took Travis Scott out, and then the ref is still out. But this really killed it for me because while John Cena is doing the thing, Michael Cole just like, oh, watch out, Cody, John Cena has the championship. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We want to not see that coming. We do not want to see it coming. And then Cody gets hit. Cody stops John from using the championship to win the match. And then Cody is just holding it. And then he takes it away from Cena. And then he was about to use it. And then John's like, no, please, don't do it. Don't do it. And then Cody Rhodes is like, you know what? I'm going to be the good guy. The good guy. Throws it down and then gets kicked in the balls. And then Travis Scott gets the ref up and then puts the ref in the ring. And then John Cena wins his 17th World Championship. And then that's how you end WrestleMania 41. And holy shit, that was probably the worst match of the whole event. Because, yeah, it was at a slow pace, and I get it, John can't go that fast, and so forth, and whatever. But you can still tell a compelling story, which they were building up to. But then, oh, look, it's fucking Travis Scott, which has no fucking point in being here. The Rock does. Where the fuck is The Rock? Is he? Oh wait, he's off filming movies, so he can't fucking be here. Even though he's the maker of this group, technically, because he signified John Cena's heel turn. Like, what the fuck, dude? And then just really shit ending to WrestleMania 41. Like, it's like, oh, I'm happy Cody didn't win in the sense of the story of like, oh, John Cena said, oh, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become 17-time world champion again. 17-time world champion. It's like, I get it in that sense, so I'm happy that John Cena is champion, but holy shit, that match fucking just was flushed down the toilet because of Travis Scott. And him taking man, dude, I'm gonna go off. Because he took for fucking ever to make his way down to the fucking ring. Like, holy fucking shit. Hurry the fuck up, dude. Really just killed it for me. And, yeah. But besides that, and the matches I didn't give a fuck about, WrestleMania 41 was really good. But holy fucking shit. That ending, and I've heard it as well. It was like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter if the rest of the card is good, because people only remember the ending. And that exactly stands here. And, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, that was a shit way to end WrestleMania. It's like, oh, yeah, John Cena. Hopefully this leads towards John Cena turning face and feeling sorry. So in hopefully this leads towards either John versus The Rock, or The Rock turning on John, and The Rock taking the title away, or something that leads Cena towards to turn the sheets, turn back to a face and get an 18th World Championship reign. Maybe, who knows? Because if this is John Cena's last championship reign, and him winning number 17, what a fucking way to fucking do it. Because this is the worst possible way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Because holy shit. That ending fucking sucked. And yeah. But yeah, besides that, WrestleMania was really fun. I really enjoyed all the matches I cared about. And didn't give a shit about the matches I didn't give a shit about. And looking at this John Cena versus Undisputed versus Cody Rhodes. Yeah, this kind of makes me happy. It makes me real happy that we don't pay $50 for pay-per-views. But then also makes me wonder, it's like, wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. But at least the whole card wasn't shit, because if Vince McMahon was still booking, then yeah, this card would have been fully shit. But it's only small shit that I really couldn't get behind. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. My review of WrestleMania 41. Tell me what you all thought about it down below. I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to the same agreement. And yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all didn't like. And if you did, you know what to do. And if you didn't, get out of here. With that said, hope to see you on the next one. And yeah, I don't know when we'll be doing wrestling reviews. I don't think it'll be weekly with Raw and SmackDown, but I do think we will be doing it after each pay-per-view, because the next pay-per-view is Backlash. And yeah, just big events like this make me want to bring certain stuff back. And yeah, but with that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all did enjoy it. If you did, you know what to do. If you didn't, get out of here. And with that said, hope you all had a nice Mania weekend. And with that said, see you on the next one, and bye-bye.